Hey guys, what's going on? We're back with the Tuesday Night Hype number 75. We're here with the top four. I'm your host, Will Scarlett. I'm joined by my good friend, W. Los. How you doing?
Doing great, man. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing great. It's another beautiful day, and we're playing some Wizard Poker. I got nothing to complain about.
I can never complain with a good day of Hearthstone ahead of me, with a good
Exactly.
night of Hearthstone ahead of us, and it's going to be a great time. We have four great challengers coming into the end for one amazing Tuesday night hype on a Wednesday. So we're doing good right now.
All right, so the first match we're going to go to, we're in the top four. It's going to be Dr. Drjikininki versus Kolmari. Both of which are, really high tier legend players. We've seen actually the Doctor very consistently perform well in these open tournaments. Just 2 weeks ago, he was in the top four of the Tuesday Night Hype. So a very consistent player, and I'm excited to see if he's going to be able to pull it out this time.
Yeah, when you see these open players consistently place, you just have to be impressed. There is so much grind involved with all of the moving parts that come with these opens, and there's so much time commitment. And when you can consistently come into a top four and almost 200 person bracket, you really are proving that you're someone to be respected in a scene that
Definitely.
has that makes you prove a lot to be respected. Honestly,
Yeah, I think as far as like the things to be respected in Hearthstone, the most is definitely consistency. And it's kind of unfortunate because you spend all this time qualifying for these like big tournaments like HCT and DreamHack, but that's just one tournament, and it can go either way for you. But at the end of the day, if you're someone who can, play in these 256 man tournaments every day, consistently get in the top four or top eight, that's how you know you're definitely in the top tier of Hearthstone.
yeah, it's really impressive. I really admire the skill it takes to really be a active tournament grinder. There's it's just really impressive stuff. It's nice to see your name high on that HCT standings list, and you get that sense of accomplishment. And,
Yeah, definitely.
These are the
I
sort
mean,
of guys.
I wouldn't know what that's like, but I'm sure it feels great.
Yeah, I'm sure these kind of guys, they know it, man. And they appreciate it. So, what about these deck lists? Okay, we actually have the deck list. So we got for the Doctor, we have Druid, Warlock, Hunter, and Shaman. And for Kolmari, we have Hunter, Warrior, Shaman, and Warlock. So pretty standard stuff. I think the one. Yeah.
It's what we have right now is from what we can see right now, it looks like Kolmari has banned the Warlock, and the Doctor has banned Kolmari's Warrior. So I think as far as bans go, those are pretty safe because Zoo. I think going into these decks, I think it's safe to assume that Warlock is usually Zoo in this meta. I know Reno Lock has sort of been making a comeback, but I think Zoo is just much more prevalent and a much safer bet to make. And so it's just one of those decks that you can just it either just runs people over or it gets run over. So depending on your lineup, I think that's a pretty solid ban.
Yeah, I think it always is. And with the Warrior ban, Warriors become such a force in Hearthstone over the last month. And any deck that runs Fiery War Axe, you just don't really want to play against it right now, I'd have to say.
Exactly. Fiery Wind Axe.
Yeah,
it's been dubbed.
Yes, it's just a little too strong against everything, so might as well just get it out of there.
Especially this new Tempo Warrior archetype making a really dominating push into the meta right now. It's just is basically out tempoing, as the name implies, just every deck that you can really make.
All right, it looks like we're getting started here, and we'll have Kolmari's Warlock against the Doctor's Druid. This appears to be a Beast Druid as well.
Ooh. Love Beast, and we saw, for those of you who watch the HCT, we saw Nosta make a pretty far run in the HCT prelims with a Beast Druid deck. So I'll be happy to see how this turns out, because sometimes you just draw dead cards and sometimes you win by turn 4. So you never know how it's going to work out.
Yeah, it was a group of players, that practice group of the Chalky, all of GNC, Nossim and his friends, and Admirable. They all decided the Beast Druid would be a really good pick just to try and beat up rogues. I think essentially was their theory. So yeah, it's definitely got its place in a tournament meta. So I like the idea behind it.
Mm-hmm. And I just want to see, the main thing is we have this Druid of the Flame, which has been not in constructed hasn't really seen a whole lot of play. However, with the new Druid Legendary, there's always just the dream of getting a 3-mana 5/5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping we see it, but who knows? We might.
I think we might see it here just to try and contest the board a bit. But yeah, it's one of those cards that we've that's always kind of been on the brink. Like Druid players will kind of try it out every once in a while. It just doesn't always stick. But the 2/5 body is like nothing to scoff at ever. And right here, it's going to contest the board really well.
Yeah, definitely. It's a 2/5 is a really solid thing against aggressive lineups. 3-drops have always just been in a weird spot for Druid because you have cards like Wild Growth, so you'd rather just play Wild Growth into a 4-drop. But in this scenario, 2/5 is pretty good against Zoo.
Yeah, it's really great here, and Kolmari opts just to go ahead and just get rid of that thing, providing no board impact this turn, which is pretty weak for a Zoo overall.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty great turn for the Doctor, just because Zoo having to waste his entire turn tapping into Power Overwhelming. So not only does he not develop any more board, but you also know that part of his burst was just gotten rid of.
Yeah, and it's a quick turn for the Doctor, placing down the Raptor. He still has board technically, and he's got to be feeling pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, it was a pretty nutty curve that the Doctor ended up with. It was coin into the 2/5 into Mounted Raptor into Violet Teacher.
With the Wrath and a swipe to fall back
with
on.
the swipes. So he has a perfect minion curve with all his removal. So as far as starts go, I think I've seen much worse.
Yes, absolutely. For Doctor, this seems like the correct turn. Just try to develop your board. Use your minions you have in your hand later on to try and push the board.
Yeah, it's probably use the swipe he just picked up just for extra BM.
Yeah.
Just be like, yeah, I top decked it. I never had it.
Yeah, do you think we see the swipe here?
I think we do, just because it's just Zoo is just one of those decks you can just. It's sort of like how you dealt with Secret Paladin before Standard came out. Is just deny as much board as possible so they can't get any synergies going.
Especially with the top deck swipe, I believe that's a pretty nice little play to make right there. I think it's just the right time.
Yeah, it's just with cards like Imp Gang Boss and Argent Squire, Defender of Argus is just such a threat. Because all of a sudden a 3/5 that spawns minions and a 2/2 Divine Shield with Taunt, it can get pretty out of control pretty quickly.
Absolutely. And are we going to see a Snipe Juggler? Are we going to see it?
Nope.
Close.
I think you still make that trade though.
Yeah,
Square, because
absolutely.
It's like Piloted Shredder, but I don't want to trigger anybody. But Piloted Shredder used to be a thing, and it made 2-drops, and that was considered one of the best cards in Hearthstone. However, just because 2-drops stat for stat were just so good, but the Mounted Raptor never really felt like a mini Shredder just because 1-drops on average are just so bad that they don't really apply a whole lot of threat. So I think trading there is definitely a fine play.
Yeah, and he gets rewarded. Just a 1-attack minion comes on the board. It doesn't really represent too much threat on Doctor's side. And we're having to see a Wrath Savage Roar removal to get rid of this board, and this is fine.
Yeah,
it's fine, but it's the board might be swinging here. If we can get like a nice pull off the top, we might just see the Wolf Alpha and the Dark Iron Dwarf. That's fine. I don't necessarily see a reason to tap and just Dark Iron. I think you need to put as much pressure on as possible and try to get the Defender Argus value next turn.
Yeah, when your hand is this clunky with 2 4-drops, you just need to just get them out. So even though you're missing technically 2 damage from the Dark Iron Dwarf's Battlecry, you're not, it's still a 4/4. It's still a body that you can Defender of Argus. And I think that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people have cut Gormok for the Dark Iron Dwarf, just because it's still a 4/4 body, but I think it has a much more versatile use.
It's a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
100% a lot more flexible. I agree with the cut always. It's kind of interesting too, because it's not like that wasn't an option before Standard.
Yeah.
But now we're starting to see that play. And this Doom Guard is interesting.
I think you
we're
do it.
still, I don't know. I still like the idea of tapping Argus, I believe. But you almost don't even feel like you should.
So I think that's basically the 2 lines of play we have here is we can Argus and save the Doom Guard for a little bit of burst. If he's tapping first, he's definitely not.
He's definitely Argusing, yeah.
All right, and I think the other option was you Doom Guard followed by a tap. I think both have merit. I think with just the 1 minion on board, I like this just because it defends.
Yeah, I feel like this Arcus is way too important to just throw away.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's necessary.
Yeah. I like this because if he wants to take the value trade, he's forced to kill the 3/3 and leave a 5/5 up. And it also makes swipe more awkward, and so it does a good amount of things.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how we're gonna deal with this board. Battle Teacher is not the thing I thought would come out right away.
I think what he's gonna. Okay, that's the other option.
Nice.
I think.
Yeah, this works.
Yeah, I think another line of play that I thought he might make was to Violet Teacher into Living Roots into Power of the Wild.
I was
get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
just
but then he'd be pretty susceptible to just dying.
Yeah, so like a huge amount of burst. Which I think if I was in his situation, I wouldn't be too worried about because we already did see the Power Overwhelming way back when on turn 2. So I'm not too worried about a huge amount of burst, but it's Zoo, and they are prone to. I know a lot of Zoo lists run Soulfire now, so there's a lot more burst that you have to worry about than what you used to.
Yeah, but like even here, we're 2 off lethal.
Yeah, with even just this.
Yeah.
So it's with the abusive, Doomguard 7.
So many.
13 total.
13. Assuming he does the correct Direwolf Alpha placement.
Oh no, yeah, it's even. It's 1 off. Never mind. It's actually 1 off lethal.
So let's see. I wonder what's taking him so long to make this decision. I think abusive Sergeant's right most of the time.
Well, if
I mean, it's strictly better than Murloc Raider.
Yeah, I guess Zealous Initiate's interesting. That's the card I think he was going to take over it if he was going to, but it's still kind of interesting here. You could have taken the abusive and traded the Argus up, and also this placement for the Direwolf is a little awkward.
Yeah, I don't think he really thought it through before he, played his hand. But yeah, it was kind of an awkward turn. There was a lot of discards and a lot of choices he made.
Yeah, and this is a really powerful turn for Doctor if he wants to go into some sort of swipe double Power of the Wild turn.
Yeah, that'd be pretty nuts. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out like what his thought process was for picking the Zealous Initiate, because I guess it sort of plays around swipe because it'll buff whatever lives, but I think I'd rather have the 2 damage.
I agree, and yeah, we're seeing a swipe. I think, yeah, this works. And then swipe Mountain Raptor, and he maybe set it up, or we're gonna see a.
I think he might make a 3/2 and then do the +1/+1 and trade one of his tokens.
And just Hero Power Phase.
No, and then do the 3/2, then the +1/+1, and then trade a token.
Yeah, I like this a lot more than what I was thinking.
Yeah, because now it's going to basically come down to whatever Kolmari can top deck in basically the next 2 or 3 turns.
Just double 3/2.
Oh, that works too, I guess. I don't know. Wait, like I think he would have had a 2/2 and a 4/3. Yeah. So I think this is just like a better distribution of stats, I guess.
Yeah.
More balanced.
I guess so.
But
the 4/3 and the 2/2 would have dealt with the Darkshire better.
Yeah, it would have. Because now if he wants to kill this, he has to trade in both his 3/2s.
And he almost has to do that. But he can clear this board. He can also set up his own nice board on an empty hand for the Warlock. So this still looks pretty good for the Doctor.
Yeah, I wonder if he just kills the 2/1 Abusive Sergeant and then goes face.
It'd be interesting because a Forbidden Ritual would be pretty nasty. But even then, like 6.
That's only 6 attacks. So 8 attack total. So he still is in danger of dying.
Well, yeah, and I guess this sets up lethal.
Yeah, so it threatens lethal, and it forces his opponent to tap into something like an Argus or a Doomguard. Oh, there's the Forbidden Ritual. Wonder what he does with it.
I feel like you play Imp Gang, then you just play it.
You definitely play Imp Gang first. I meant like more of what's he gonna do with his big fatty 3 drop. Is he gonna kill the Fang Droll, or is he just gonna go face with it?
He has to kill the Fang Droll or he's dead. So I'm assuming he's killing the Fang Droll.
I would hope so.
That would be an interesting play to not.
Yeah.
But and now the Doctor's just looking for 1 damage, which Raven Idol can find.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. He can get a swipe, he can get a Savage Roar, he can get a Power of the Wild. I would have gone with the Mark of Nature. Just go for the. Just for the the card you don't see too much anymore.
That was a nice little win there for Kolmari. That was it was an interesting game. There were some decisions made that definitely altered, I think, what
on Kolmari's side.
Yeah.
It was there was definitely a few choices that were debatable, and there was some debatable placement. But I don't know if picking a different option would have made a difference in the game. I don't think Abusive Sergeant would have made a difference. For example,
I'm not quite sure it does. It does keep your Doom Guard maybe healthier. You could have traded up the Argus, but
or if he had not done the Defender of Argus and just ripped the Doom Guard a turn earlier, maybe that would have board control. Maybe he would have had better board control. Who knows? Oh, hello. That's a Bloodlust.
That is a Bloodlust.
Hello. This I don't know.
Bloodlust.
Bloodlust is just one of those cards where you win turn 5 or it's just a dead card in your hand sometimes.
Well, the way Shamans curve out now, I don't really feel like you're only running 1 copy. If you're running 2 copy, I think you're being a little excessive.
A little greedy.
Yeah, but the way Shamans curve out, I feel like it's fine just to run 1 of and hope for the best. This is a pretty dream start for Kolmari, I think. The double flame imp is just really gross. It's going to contest really nicely for the most part. Like, we're going to see Totem Golem, but the Dire Wolf Alpha will help deal with that. And then definitely probably make this trade. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, this is one of those matchups you just basically have to get as much board control with your early game as possible, and not let the Zoo just steamroll you.
Yeah, because
this is kind of what happens. Is basically you overload and then you're stuck.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of these mid-range shamans do run the Lightning Storm, and that's the way they grab back board. But without seeing it in hand, if the Doctor can't establish his board soon, he might be in some issue. He does have some pretty nice value minions coming out though, in the Tuskar, and then called Feral Spirit value minion. It's not really, but you know what I mean. It's just something that fills the board, so he should maybe still be able to take back this board well enough.
And then not only does he get the Possessed Villager off the top, but he also gets one from the Dark Peddler. So even if he does pick up that Lightning Storm, it's going to be a hard time clearing the board completely.
Yeah, it'll be a little sticky. Those 1/1s will get you. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's like new Haunted Creeper.
From Doctor's side, I think you just drop the Tuskar. You don't want to be overloaded into turn 5 because you really want to play that Doom Hammer. It'll really help you take this board back.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the... It feels super bad to be hitting like 3/2s with your Doom Hammer because you just take so much damage. But as a Shaman, you just have to get bored by any means necessary. Absolutely.
And you like seeing the tap on turn 4 of the Warlock. You feel like you can maybe just snatch this board back before it gets too late. It feels really good.
Yeah, no 4-drops means no Gormok, no Dark Iron Dwarves, no Defender of Argus. So not only does it, increase your odds of Doom Hammer being pretty efficient, but it also means you don't have to deal with any like 4/4 minions that are kind of awkward to deal with as a Shaman.
And here I feel like you just Doom Hammer, you hit Dire Wolf, you hit the Dark Peddler, and you call it a day. Call it a turn 5.
Yep, and then cry when he plays Doomguard. And you don't have Hex.
Yeah, I feel like depending on the draw, we might not even see Doomguard. I kind of like just Possessed Villager, Defender of Argus.
We'll see what he picks up off the top, because we're looking at the Doctor's deck list, because this week we are doing something where the opponents do see each other's deck lists. So it's very similar to how the HCT ran their prelims. I do see 2 Hexes and 2 Lightning Storms, so there's definitely outs in his deck. We just have yet to see any of them.
Yeah, but Flame Juggler isn't one of those outs, as he sees 2 1/1s get buffed into 2/2s. So it's pretty. I'd say the turn. I feel like the turn is just hero power into your thing from below.
Or you could just Flame Tongue thing from below if you wanted to.
Or that. Yeah, that's not too bad either, huh?
Yeah.
Go ahead and just develop it.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think, like, is there a hero power totem in this scenario that would be better than Flame Tongue? And the only thing I can think of is the taunt, just to try to preserve your health. But besides that,
the reason I like keeping Flame Tongue is it's really nice to put in between the Feral Spirits when you play them. I think that's one of the reasons, just to go ahead and hold on to it.
Definitely. Just because with the Flame Tongue, it allows them, like I was talking about this earlier, those like are awkward 4-drops that just have that 4 health, and it's like you can't Lightning Bolt it, you can't Rock Biter it, your minions all have 3 attack.
Yep.
So it's just awkward, but with the Flame Tongue, it allows your Feral Spirits to trade up, so that's a really effective means. But the Doomguard off the top is super awkward.
Yeah, I think it means we play Doomguard this turn. Think
Oh,
of how
really?
woven the Doomguard is kind of the play.
Yeah, I like. There's definitely the 2 lines there was PO to get rid of the 5/5, and then Doomguard. I think I also would have liked Doomguard into hopefully not discarding the other Doomguard, just because it's such a good minion.
Yeah, but we have. I mean,
we're so close to finishing the Shaman off. I think
this
is
is
fine.
less risky, and it just go at like it says you have give me Hex or give you death, basically.
Yeah.
Like it's putting just too much on the board and dealing with everything efficiently. We just toss the abuse from Doomguard. We ignore them. We act like we never drew them in the first place, and we keep going from here.
So I think we probably dropped the Flame Tongue in between these for sure.
Absolutely. Like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, I think, and then we probably play the Flame Juggler. Hopefully we hit the 1/1 or the 2/3. Or do we go for the Lightning Bolt?
The Lightning Bolt's fine. I'm wondering if this means we're double Doom hammering into the 1/1, or hopefully the Flame Juggler hits one of the parts.
Interesting that he doesn't go for the Flame Tongue.
Yeah, and
but he hits.
Yeah, he did hit, but I really think I would have liked to see Flame Tongue. It would have just turned Feral Spirits into 4/3s, essentially.
Yeah. And it just makes trading with the Doomguard just so much more awkward.
Yeah, because this thing, I mean, obviously Doomguard has to die, or you're just going to lose. And what you have on board doesn't even kill it yet, quite. I mean, it will with Flame Tongue next turn, but it would have been really nice to see this deal 4 damage instead of 2 to the Doomguard with that.
What's nice is had he played Flame Tongue, the Thunderbluff Valiant also would have buffed it, and it would have allowed it to help trade in with like these smaller minions such as the Void Walker.
Absolutely.
But the Lightning Storm is not the worst thing.
It's also not the best thing.
Yeah. it's just there.
Yeah. I think you have to Flame Tongue now, and probably.
Yeah.
We can hero power first and then evaluate, but I think we're hero powering no matter what.
I'm trying to think. I want to say Lightning Storm is like good in some scenario, but I'm just trying to think of a scenario where it's just not incredibly awkward.
Actually, and the more I think about it, the more I actually like that just playing Thunderbluff Valiant here. You have a taunt on board.
Yeah, and
you can clear the 1/3. So I kind of liked maybe just dropping Thunderbluff Valiant, recognizing maybe that's the way you win this game. But
this is like a scenario where I would have much rather had a second Doomguard than POing a 5/5.
Yeah, but you're still risking it there. It's not like it's 100% you keep that Doomguard. So that's why I like that play still fine. But yeah, this still works out nicely for the Doctor. You can now you can Lightning Storm probably and feel good.
No, that's lethal.
Oh, the Rockbiter did it.
I'm trying to think. Even without the Rockbiter, I think it was still lethal with the Thunderbluff Valiant.
6, 4, 10. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. So we didn't even need the Rockbiter.
No, so this set up lethal nicely. Nice.
Yeah.
I was not looking far enough ahead. That was really nicely done for the Doctor.
Thunderbluff Valiant is just one of those cards that just like it kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it's a sneaky card. Sneaky damage.
Oh, I'm just gonna go face. Who cares about a bunch of totems? And all of a sudden, those totems are 6/2s, and you're done.
No, yeah, it's an absolutely sneaky little force, a sneaky little Rhino force. You don't even know what to deal with. A lot of times that health is hard to deal with, and it's just right there, just set up lethal. It was really nice.
Yeah, so the Doctor's up 2-0 right now on Kolmari, and we're going into his final deck, Hunter. And looking at it, looks like a very mid-range Hunter running the double Call the Wild. And we even see our Ragnaros the Fire Lord in this list.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it's definitely it's interesting because we also see a Fiery Bat and a Flame Juggler, so it looks like a very aggressive early curve, which seems to curve out nicely into Savannah High Mains and Call of the Wild.
Yeah, I think the comparison a lot of people are giving the new mid-range Hunter right now is actually the Secret Paladin comparison, where it's more like you're just playing everything you want on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you play Call of the Wild on 8, or I guess in this case Rag on 8, and then you just kind of win. And it's a very interesting build that, like, I guess people were like, when we first started trying to build mid-range Hunter, we're trying to add all these weird things, and like, you really have to think of it as just a pure curve deck at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah, it definitely has potential to just play perfectly on curve like the Secret Pod. I actually was playing in a tournament the other day where it basically was this list, and it was like I never even saw turn 6.
No.
Like it was just like it just plays perfectly on curve, and the huge toads and the flame jugglers it adds a lot of damage very quickly.
The huge toad was an underrated card from last set, and I'm pretty happy it gets to see its time to shine now. And from Kolmari's end, we just see him go right back into the Zulok. We didn't really talk about that. All we've seen him play right now is the Zulok.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is an okay matchup for him, especially with no Unleash the Hound in Doctor's hand. So,
and if looking at the deck list, we only see that he has the one Unleash the Hounds anyway. So that's also like a very different, because I know a lot of Hunters list just as like standard protocol is running too, just because it's such a good card.
Yeah. And I was talking to someone who was bringing Hunter to the NA prelims. I can't remember who quite it was, but they were saying, yeah, I just didn't run any Unleash Hounds, and I just make sure to ban Warlock every time. And like that was his best deck.
I think it was Cheesy.
Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah,
that
Cheesy.
Seems right.
I like Cheesy. He's a good, really solid player. Really performs well, and he doesn't go for the brand Flame Imp. I'm disappointed. Some great synergy he missed out on.
Yeah, that's the kind of synergy. That's the kind of synergy you don't exactly want to use, but it's cute, right? Yeah. Maybe like some PM.
That's weird. So what do you do here as the Doctor? It just seems like a really awkward. You don't have any beast to buff with Houndmaster. Flame Juggler doesn't do anything. So do you just double quick shot the Flame Imps?
Yeah, I hate that, but I feel like that is what we're leaning towards, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's so weird because so hypothetically he does double quick shot, denies 6 damage. What do you do next turn? Like you're just stuck without any 5 drops.
In the same spot. You're just hoping you draw into your Kodo. Do we have a Kodo in this list? I don't actually have.
I think we do have one Kodo.
So that's the idea. Is hope and pray.
I like Hearthstone strategies that start out with I just prayed.
Yeah, and even now, the Kodo is no longer an option.
Yeah, so because technically it is. It'll kill the Direwolf.
Yeah,
but it won't kill anything good.
But it's not as sexy as an option, I would say. That's for sure. And now we're back here. We just draw Kill Command. And what do we do?
I think we Flame Juggler, hope it hits Bran, Kill Command it.
That's the only play I see. That might have been the worst target on the board. Which is
I think in-game boss might have been the worst.
Actually, I think Face was, but yeah.
There are a lot of bad options.
Yeah.
So now we have a Doomguard, and I think he probably just rips it here. Just because, why not? Because it's Doomguard. Is the Knife Juggler that important that you're willing to wait a whole nother turn to play Doomguard?
No, I think it's time. I think I agree with you. And that you get that sweet battle cry, discard 4 random cards at the moment. So might as well just rip it now.
Definitely, because you're only missing the one. Like as long if Doomguard's effect was like discard the top 2 cards of your deck or something like that, you discard just start milling yourself. But fortunately, it does not read that.
No, and we've seen both quick shots. We've seen a Kill Command. So this board is like, how if you're Kolmari, you're like, how does he deal with it? He just drops out a naked Houndmaster in here.
Gosh, this just feels so bad. He has the top deck reach in order to effectively trade with it. So there it is. That's some reach. He doesn't even have to deal with this. You just defender your stuff and smork.
Yeah, I think
he even picks up
the
abusive.
You're never making this trade. You're going all the way in. And is that lethal?
I think that's the abusive was picked up was lethal. Oh my goodness, that's nuts.
Yeah.
1 mana, 4 damage.
Yeah, perfect lethal.
Soulfire minus the discard. That
was a pretty crazy turn. That Brand did a lot of work. That Brand did a ton of work that game.
Yeah, that Brand it added a bunch of damage from the Argus, 4 damage from the abusive. Brand is just one of those cards where you just can't let it live. But unfortunately for the Doctor, he had no opportunity to kill it because his hand was just so clunky. He had all his 8 drops. He had a Flame Juggler against a board that refused to die to it.
Only thing I wish is that we could have seen the Flame Imp Brand synergy. Since, he had the reach with his own health. He could have done it just for the BM. Exactly. Could have had some fun there. But instead of fun, we see Shaman. And we'll just keep rolling with that.
I want that to be like on a poster. Just like send that to Blizzard's design team.
Instead, fun, we see Shaman.
You made Shaman, exactly.
That makes sense.
Speaking of Shaman, Deadly Shot. This is such a good card against Shaman. I love the addition of Deadly Shot.
Can be. You have to have
if
your
you
own
can affect,
board.
yeah. If you can effectively deal with their board as it comes out, and then they play a 7/7 all alone on the board, and you Deadly Shot it, it's pretty huge tempo swing from there.
Yeah, and this Huge Toad's a really nice pickup because it was going to get maybe awkward to kill this 3/4. You might have had to use a quick shot. You might have not had all the mana you wanted to be able to play minions and deal with the board well, but the Rockbiter weapon coming up the top makes it easy, makes him feel better about using one from his hand. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, so this is just an awkward. Oh, he's gonna go with the Deadly Shot.
He topped the other one, so it seems fine. In his head, like maybe he quick shots whatever comes out, so then he gets a Deadly Shot the 7/7 on 4. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I like that too because he picked up the Deadly Shot, so he's not going to be panicking looking for it. And this is like a super clean. Hopefully, it will end up being a super clean board clear, depending on how this Flame Juggler decides to be.
We're gonna see is a big old snipe right here.
Got him.
It's actually a huge play for this game.
Yeah, that entire play was because had that missed, Flame Tongue would have come down and allowed it to be trade into the Flame Juggler if you really wanted to.
And now we expend Kolmari's second Rockbiter weapon, which is a lot of his reach to finish out this game for whenever he does get Doomhammer.
Yeah, so
big.
That's always just one of those things when you're playing shot. They equip Doomhammer and you're sitting at around like 18 health and you're like, I'm fine, I have 18 health, and then you get Rockbitered and you lose it all. Yeah, but now that you've seen both of these, he's going to be a much more comfortable playing a more passive game.
Mm-hmm. And now from the Doctors, the Doctors had a hard time developing a board at this point, and Freezing Trap I guess might help going forward, but it just feels bad here. You have to play it, I think, but you're just so.
I think you do just for the sake of like mana efficiency. But the problem is going to be Kolmari does have the Flame Tongue, and if he really wanted to, he could test the waters with his Spell Power Totem.
Mm-hmm.
So unless he quick shots the Spell Power Totem right now, it's going to get pretty punished.
Yeah, and I think you said they both know each other's deck lists, correct?
Yeah.
So he should know that this is freezing, and he should have the sense to maybe just get the spell power back in his hand.
Yeah, because looking at Doctor's list, he only has the one secret, and it's freezing. So he doesn't have any snake, he doesn't have any immolation, so he knows that it's freezing.
So with that known, I think you have to Flame Tongue, get the spell power back in your hand, and probably just play Eternal Sentinel after. Push the 3 damage, because this is more of an aggro-y Shaman, it would appear. So you really need to start pushing some damage soon. The longer this game goes on, the more likely it is Doctor will have a chance to come back.
Okay, so actually this play is fine too. So he's going to use the Argent Square to proc the Freezing Trap and add some overload. So next turn he's going to be playing his Eternal Sentinel, get rid of all that overload, and then most likely play another Argent Horse Rider.
It was pretty nice to get the Horse Riders off the top.
Okay. Always Huffer.
Sure. Yeah, and this doesn't even... You didn't really want Huffer here, honestly. This feels really bad. I think I almost personally would have Deadly Shotted that.
Really? Just
yeah. Because look at this. Mm-hmm. This feels so bad. Like, you traded a Huffer, and all you got out of this Huffer was killing a spell power. Now he gets this free trade. Mm-hmm. You already were... I don't know. I guess you feel like you're never going to get Deadly Shot value again, right? Because from this point on, he just fills the board.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think it was just actually the time to use it. You know what your turn 8 is. So you really want your turn 7 to be Deadly Shot, Quick Shot, Hero Power? Like, hopefully you want to play what comes off the top.
Another Horse Rider.
Yeah.
This board's going to just very quickly get out of control. And I wonder... Yeah, he's definitely going to kill the Hogger.
You have to.
Or Huffer, not Hogger.
Yeah. Oh, and that's...
Wrong H word. Oh, God. And this is what you're talking about. Your turn 7's going to be Deadly Shot, Quick Shot, Hero Power.
And that's terrible.
So I guess just for the sake of efficiency, you quick shot the 3/2 and then hope you get the 2/1 with Divine Shield? Or do you never not use the Deadly Shot?
Yeah, I mean, you have to. But again, if you're using it now, how much happier would you
my God.
Oh, that's ugly.
He gets it.
He gets it, but it's
like, so that was the best option, and it still feels bad.
Yeah. What is nice though is that if Doctor can just live, oh boy, talk about
Okay.
living. He does get like the 2 best turn 8 and 9 possible for his entire deck.
Mhm.
He gets the play call and the call. So this will maybe be closer than it looks like it's going to be at this moment. But I think I would have pushed damage with Flame Tongue in there
Yeah,
personally.
definitely. I think Flame Tongue was definitely the play there, just
Yeah.
because it's another extra 4 damage. It's like almost playing like a Corcoran Elite, like it's just
Yeah.
4 damage.
And it's something your opponent has to deal with.
Yeah, so this Huffer, I guess you take the value. Oh, or just go face. I was gonna say maybe take the value trade on the Sir Finley.
I think
just
going
to-
face is how you win though, actually.
Just because he knows he's gonna have another one.
Yeah. With the idea
This-
that you are definitely playing one again, I think that's the
Yeah,
idea.
this Flame Tongue is definitely gonna do some serious work though.
But it would have been so much nicer last turn.
Yeah, so 4 trades there, and I guess you probably just go face. That's 9 damage. There's no way you don't go face.
You have to go face and just play the other Flame Wreath. Oh, you don't have to go face because you're setting up lethal if you do the trade and you play the Flame Wreath anyways. So just to be like sure, I guess it's fine to just do the trade, I think.
Yeah, it's not Warlock. You don't have to play around twisting Nether. It's like it's Hunter. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, I think since you are just in theory setting up lethal just fine by playing the second 7/7, you can make this trade just to like because how do you lose from this spot? I don't know, giving him a chance to win. And I think you're giving him a chance to win if you leave him.
Brand double Flame Imp is how you let him win.
Yeah.
Now, if he pulls that off, you know. Let's
Yeah.
see. So, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to think. If you leave the Leok alive, what can happen? What's the worst possible scenario?
I couldn't think of it, but
Like
it doesn't look like it's gonna
unleash kill
matter.
command. I guess.
He does allow the Leok to trade instead of Flame Tongue this way. So like
hmm
hmm.
Yeah, because it won't matter because if he kills the Flame Tongue with the Leok
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
take a value trade from the Sir Finley, that's still 7 damage to kill the Misha, and then 8 damage going face, and then ping is 9.
So you have to live, you actually have to trade both these minions into a 7/7.
Yeah, and then you definitely the one on the far right just to deny Flame Tongue value.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But even then you're in a tough spot. But you have to, yeah. It's the only play.
Mhm.
The only play.
He's probably quickly doing math, seeing if he lives, doing it any other way, and I think he figured it out. Oh, I feel so bad. The overkill feels really bad, but it's what you got to do to survive.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Feral Spirit's an incredibly good draw.
Yep, that's Feral Spirits. I hear is a pretty good card.
Especially in a position where you're trying to protect your board and your opponent doesn't really have a board and you're pushing lethal. Yeah, it's pretty good there.
All right, so I think we just saw live on stream that 2 4-drops just killed 2 Call of the Wilds. So congratulations.
Wow, that
Blizzard.
did just happen.
So 2 4-drops just destroyed 2 8-drop spells. So good job, Blizzard.
Wow, I didn't think of it that way. That's actually incredible.
That's pretty. I guess that's where the freezing trap ideally would have come into play. But too bad the freezing trap. The freezing trap did proc on a 1/1. So unfortunately for the Doctor, that did not work out. And now the series is tied up 2-2.
Yeah, it is. That's a nice little turnaround.
Yeah. More Hearthstone for us. It's awesome.
I'm quite impressed, honestly.
All right, and now I think we're gonna see. Oh god, the final 2 classes. We're gonna see the ultimate. I don't even know what to call this. The Duel of Destiny.
I call it the 2014 Death Match.
The 2014 Clown Fiesta.
Uh,
Oh gosh,
nice.
how identical are these lists?
Identical
because-
enough.
Identical enough that they're both Hunter. They're the same.
Yeah,
Take a
I
quick
mean, I feel like you just want to make sure. I mean, you just want to curve and play high main on 6 and wild on 8, and whoever does that probably is going to win this game. I'll go ahead and just call that right now.
Yeah, so Kolmari starting off a little slightly stronger. He does have the fiery bat. So
Yeah.
that's
But
advantage him.
But we got the second 2-drop, so coining out a 2-drop is really nice here. It's fine. I think we just go for the Elic, yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at the 2 lists right now. If we were to compare them like card by card, Kalmari's list is slightly on a lower curve. He does have 2 fiery bats. They both run the freezing trap, but Kolmari actually runs the Tundra Rhino, and
Ooh,
the Doctor
sweet.
does not. So we'll see.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna get my edge to the Tundra Rhino deck then, always.
Always?
It's automatic.
All right,
Oh yeah,
I like
automatic.
It'll be
This is interesting. By the way, we talk about this.
Okay. Okay, well, let's talk about it. What do you want?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's,
I think I would just made the trade to play juggler. I don't know. I don't like using quick shot really there. I mean, I guess it's fine.
Yeah,
but
I think maybe he's trying to get as much value out of the 2-1 as possible because it's his only beast, and he wants to use Houndmaster on it.
yeah, that's fine. I guess this worked out nicely
Yeah.
because now he can just play companion safe.
Yeah, he picked that companion off the top was really
Yeah,
huge.
but we didn't have that. We got a little bit lucky there, I think.
Yeah, because the 2-drop on turn 3 is not the worst, but it's definitely not what you want to be doing.
Mm-mm.
And now he's going to counter Animal Companion, I guess, hopefully get Huffer. Oh, God.
That's easily the worst one, but
Like, because like, honestly, even Misha wasn't very good because it would have just got Houndmastered and got value traded.
yeah.
So I think Huffer would have definitely been the best right there. And now
Double
Kolmari's
jump.
just going to flood the board.
Yeah, I like this fine.
Yeah. Because I guess it's so awkward because Houndmaster feels bad. Fiery Bat doesn't really do a whole lot unless you get a lucky bounce. But you can combo it with Quick Shot.
Yeah.
Fiery Bat Quick Shot.
Probably the play. You have the Coda for next turn, which is nice. And Kolmari knows
Yeah.
you have the Coda for next turn, so it's kind of interesting. You decided, yeah, let's just throw out the 2-3s now. It's when I'll get my value out of them. It's pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
We can. I kind of like the idea of making this trade and playing Freezing Trap here, knowing that like a bigger minion is for sure coming out no matter what next turn.
Yeah, because this way you're whatever 5-drop and then we even see the 6-drop in hand. Freezing Trap. The higher the minion, the better. Because like we saw in the last game.
He has to know Coda's being played here, so it'd be nice.
Yeah.
I mean, to kind of just get that out. But I guess you can just play it. You can just play Freezing this turn if you really want to.
Definitely. It feels bad because the later you play Freezing Trap, I think the more effective it is. Just because, like we saw last game, the Doctor's Freezing Trap got procced on a 1-1 and it basically accomplished nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But in this scenario, where you're gonna get like a 5 or a 6-drop, because I don't think he makes the trade here.
Yeah, you can push some pretty nice damage this turn if you want a Freezing Trap, or you can even just Hero Power Huge Toad. And just say you can make the trade, but that feels a little bad. It depends on like if you like the idea of pushing this much damage right now.
Yeah, I feel like in my limited experience with this matchup, the Hunter versus Hunter, I feel like whoever just gets put on the defensive is just more likely going to lose.
Yeah, especially about Unleash the Hounds. That's exactly the case. Like, yeah, you can drop Highman here, but it's actually just slow considering you're facing down 11 damage. Yeah.
Yeah, minimum 11. He still has
Yeah.
one card in hand, which he hasn't played, and whatever he picks up off the top.
Yeah, this feels bad. I feel like you actually have to do it, though. What's the other play? You use all of your burn here and
Yeah, quick shot, kill command, concede.
leave a 2-3 on board. Actually, considering your opponent only has the one card in his hand, I don't hate that either. But this will work fine.
It just feels bad because you're taking minimum 11 damage this turn. He has the freezing trap in hand, which is even worse.
If he knew Freezing Trap was in hand, he would definitely actually would have just gone removal. But you can't like know that because you feel like it would have been played, honestly.
Yeah.
And now you just trap and you go hard.
So from Doctor, he's probably gonna like Houndmaster, because like he's gonna Houndmaster probably kill quick shot or kill command.
Yeah.
And then hopefully not attack, because I think he should know that it's freezing trap.
Yeah, he should 100% know.
So it'll be interesting because from Calamari's perspective, he has him down to 7. So even if like the next like 4 cards were complete bricks, like he's still in a really good position to win this game.
Doctor's on a clock.
Yeah,
he's on a 4-turn clock. He has to find a way to clear this board and win in the next 4 turns. So
good luck with that.
Yeah, I do think this is the play, and it might end up working out. Deadly Shock.
Oh, Lord. So 50-50 for the game?
Yep, that's what we're seeing.
Good.
Is there a way to decrease that? No. Oh, okay. Well, this still like isn't
he lives
the worst
another
thing
day
ever, because now the Highman can't attack.
Yeah,
like, you're happy. You're happy with both outcomes, honestly.
So Rag pass.
That's so bad, but you have to.
I mean, that's.
I
mean, this is just par for the course for like, because I don't like Kolmari's weird. Like his deck list, it's like it's not quite mid range, but it's not quite aggro either. Like, can you call it mid range just because it runs Savannah Highmane and Call of the Wild? But it also runs double Fiery Bat, double Flame Juggler.
What I've been calling these hunter lists is just Tempo Hunter.
Tempo Hunter?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I think these are more tempo than anything else. You're just playing stuff on curve.
Uh,
But yeah, you just play this Kodo, try to add a rag target, and neither of these things can attack, so it's all about RNG.
oh yeah. Ooh, wait. Okay, so if he double deadly shots,
you have to double shot,
and then
you have 10
hero
damage
power, that's 8 damage face.
This
got interesting. Because he has enough burn. Wait, okay, so 21 plus hero power.
Oh,
so he's going to go down to 19.
You kill the toad when it hits your face? What if the toad hits your face?
I think he's going to go. It's a 30% chance you have to. Oh, God. Come on.
God. No. Come on now. Okay, good. I want to see how this ends up.
Okay, so this is he's gonna go down to 19.
Wait.
He has 10 from kill commands,
wait,
and then 12.
Wait. I think his game might be. Oh no! I think it was gonna be over though. It's over now.
If that was a brick, he would have won.
I think it was gonna be game. Wow.
Oh my goodness, that's so nuts. Doctor needed one more turn to pull it out.
Yeah, I think he was gonna do it. Right? 10, 12, 20. Yeah, he had plenty. If it was a brick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he had it.
That's crazy.
Okay. It would have been a 50-50. It would have been a 50-50, I think, because you would have played the 2-5. You played the Rhino. So if it was bricked, you still play the Rhino, and a rag shot for 50-50 for the win would have happened. That's insane.
My goodness.
I wanted to see that.
Hearthstone, why would you take this away from us? That was
really
a quality Trollden clip right there, and you took it away from us.
Wow.
All right, so the 3-0 reverse sweep. Hunter not doing his job.
Well, it did his job for one player there.
Yeah, but one player did his job, but for the other one, unfortunately for the Doctor, got 3-0'd. That's just, I don't want to say par for the course for Hunter, just because I think Hunter fills a very niche role in certain lineups. But when you go up against these very aggressive decks, it just, falls apart.
I'm still in a little bit of shock, I'll be honest.
We were just like, oh, it's over. But then he had a chance. And Hearthstone took it away from us when he caught the kill. Oh, that was such a good match. I enjoyed that very much.
That can't feel great for the Doctor, but he also must feel. I mean, like the Doctor played great. He did. He was up 2-0. He was in an impossible situation and was honestly a turn away, a brick and a 50-50 away from taking that series. So that has to feel good. And he's gonna probably go back and watch that VOD and be like, "Dang!" But
or anything he could have done. Yeah.
I think he played it all really well. I was actually really impressed with the Doctor's play that entire series.
Yeah, and the Doctor should feel really proud of himself. Like, even though he still got HCT points, and even though he didn't make it to the finals, he's still a very consistent player. And if he keeps playing, it's only a matter of time before he takes home a first place in whether it's the Tuesday Night Hype or basically any tournament he signs up for, because consistency will eventually be rewarded.
Yeah, absolutely, every time.
All right, guys. So before we take a quick break, before we head into the next match, we just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. First up, we got Esports Hero. So for those of you who are looking to put your skills on the line for a little bit of money, you can go online, sign up, play some money matches, earn a little cash for your skills in Hearthstone. But if you don't feel like you're up to par yet with a lot of these players on there, you can sign up for our other sponsor, Gamer Sensei, and through Skype, through any various programs to communicate, call them. They'll coach you through some Hearthstone. They'll teach you the basics, what it takes to become one of these great legendary and open tournament players. And finally, final sponsor, Esports Arena. Awesome venue in Southern California where every Monday we have a Hearthstone event. So if you come on out to that, it's a great time, great fun. A lot of great players. And for those of you watching the HGT, Rosty is a very regular person there. He made the top 8 for the Spring Championship. So a lot of good quality players there, and I would highly recommend coming out for that. And then finally, we are finally partnered with Twitch. So Vicious Syndicate, Tuesday Night Hype, shout out to Twitch. And thank you guys all for watching. That was such a blast casting that last game.
Yeah, that was great.
It's just one of the things where you just don't really see a whole lot of Hunter Mirror. So when it finally happened, it was really cool to watch.
Yeah. And make sure y'all don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with our second semifinals match. That's Topo Pablo 11 and Virtual. So stick around, guys.